welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a really provocative stack of sources, claiming something pretty bold. That getting rich isn't about luck or connections, it's an exact science.
That's right, an exact science. The core idea we're exploring is that acquiring wealth follows predictable, natural laws. If you learn them and, crucially, obey them, failure supposedly becomes impossible.
So less philosophy, more. A practical instruction manual.
Exactly. The sources call it pragmatical, not philosophical. It's all about getting results. It's almost like spiritual engineering.
Okay, let's get into the bedrock then. This whole system seems to rest on something called the monistic theory. Sounds a bit academic, maybe, but why is this foundational? What is it?
It really is the starting point. Basically, the premise is there's only one original substance. It's thinking, it's formless, and everything else in the universe comes from it.
Everything, like chairs, planets, ideas.
Everything. But think of it less like empty stuff and more like intelligent, creative, living potential, like a universal mind stuff ready to take shape. It's everywhere, permeates everything.
Right. And if you accept that, then your thoughts suddenly become incredibly important.
That's the link. Your thoughts aren't just internal noise. They're the way you interact with this substance, the way you impress a form onto it.
Which leads us straight into maybe the most controversial ethical claim in these sources. We're told getting money isn't just nice, it's an inalienable right. Necessary, even.
Yes, necessary for full human expression, mental, spiritual, and physical. The argument goes the whole point of life is development, increase, expressing more life.
And since physical life needs things, and things cost money.
Then, wanting and getting, money is part of that natural drive for more life. And here's the kicker. Being content with less than you could have or use is actually framed as, quote, sinful.
Sinful. Wow. Okay, hold on. That just flies in the face of so much traditional wisdom about humility, contentment. Doesn't that sound incredibly self-centered?
It does, on the surface, but the justification ties back to that monism. If the universe itself seeks fuller expression through everything, then you seeking more life for yourself isn't selfish competition. It's cooperating with that fundamental cosmic impulse. You're creating, not taking from a fixed supply.
Okay, I see the logic, even if it's jarring. So this brings us to the how. The practical part starts with the creative mindset. Step 1, learn to think in a certain way.
That's it. That certain way is non-negotiable in this system. Thought is presented as the only power that can take this formless potential and manifest tangible riches from it.
Why? How does that work?
Because the substance, being intelligent, responds to thought. It takes the form of the thought you impress upon it. It's not just wishful thinking. It's described as an energetic directive.
And that directive needs to be super specific, right? No vague wishing for more money.
Absolutely not. You need a clear and definite mental picture. What exactly do you want to have or do or become? Down to the details. Misty concepts get you misty results or none at all.
So crystal clear vision. What else?
2 more things, just as vital. Behind that vision, you need a fixed purpose, a relentless intention to bring it into reality. And, maybe hardest of all, unwavering faith that it's already yours. Like it exists now, just waiting for you.
That's the mental ownership part.
Exactly. You have to mentally live in that reality now. Use the things in your imagination. Feel the feelings of having achieved it. Act as if it's already a done deal.
Okay, that sounds intense.
Yeah.
Requires serious focus.
It does. And this is where most people supposedly stumble. Because the moment you slip into what the sources call competitive thought, you break the connection.
What's competitive thought, exactly? Worrying about the economy.
That's part of it. Worrying about limited resources, jobs, markets, thinking that someone else's gain is your loss. Seeing powerful trusts or bankers as obstacles holding all the wealth. The instant you think like that,
You drop out of creation mode.
precisely. You're back on the competitive plane, fighting over existing scraps instead of creating something new. Your creative signal just stops. The focus has to be on creation, making more for everyone involved.
Making sure everyone involved gets more. That's key too.
Crucial. Employees, customers, suppliers, the interaction has to increase their life too. You're a fountain, not a drain.
Maintaining that perfect creative mindset, avoiding the competitive trap. It sounds like a constant battle against external reality, against the news, against appearances.
It is. The instruction is stark. Think truth, regardless of appearances.
What does that mean in practice? Ignore bad news.
Actively refuse to let your mind dwell on it. Don't fill your head with images of poverty, lack, disaster, because if you focus on the appearance of lack, You impress that form onto the substance. You're essentially ordering up more lack from the universe.
Wow, that level of mental discipline is huge, which I guess leads us neatly into the next big piece, the law of gratitude. How does that fit in?
Gratitude is presented as, well, the cornerstone. The single attitude that sums up the whole mental adjustment needed to get in sync with that formless intelligence.
And more than just being thankful.
Much more. It's framed as a natural principle, almost a physical law.
Okay, explain that mechanism. A law of gratitude.
It ties into action and reaction being equal and opposite. Think of your grateful mind reaching out, praising, thanking. That's a release of positive force, a definite energy transmission.
Like sending out a signal.
Exactly, a force that must reach the formless intelligence. And the reaction, according to this law, is instantaneous. The things you are grateful for, the things you want, begin moving toward you.
So constant gratitude means constant positive reaction.
Strong, constant gratitude ensures a strong, continuous reaction. It keeps things flowing your way.
And relationally, it keeps your mind fixed on abundance, right? Stops you slipping back into worrying about scarcity.
Perfectly put. The grateful mind is always focused on the best, expects the best, and therefore tends to receive the best. It reinforces that creative connection.
And this is where faith comes from.
Yes, faith is born of gratitude. If you're constantly grateful, you start to genuinely expect good things. That expectation solidifies into unwavering faith. The ultimate test, the sources say, is sincerely thanking God, or the universe, or the substance, for things you currently only possess in your imagination.
That takes practice, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Now, here's where it gets even more counterintuitive for many of us. We're told to extend this gratitude to everything that contributes to our advancement, even things we might see as problems.
Yes. You cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing, small or large. But then you have to include all things in that gratitude.
All things, even, say, the big corporations or political forces some people see as the cause of problems.
That's the challenging part. The text explicitly mentions thanking the trusts, the combines, the politicians, not because you approve of everything they do, but because, from this philosophical viewpoint, they are part of the complex system arranging the lines of transmission through which your good will eventually come.
So you're thanking the whole system, the good and the seemingly bad, for its role in the overall flow.
You're aligning yourself with the principle of increase everywhere, recognizing that even apparent obstacles are part of the machinery that ultimately serves universal expression. It keeps you purely on the creative plane.
That requires a very particular kind of mental discipline, seeing everything as ultimately working for good.
It forces you to maintain that unwavering faith in the creative process, regardless of appearances.
Okay, so we have the mindset, the vision, the faith, the gratitude. But the sources are really clear. That's not enough. We need efficient action.
This is critical. They call it the rock upon which many otherwise scientific metaphysical thinkers meet shipwreck. You can visualize all day, but if you don't connect thought with personal action, nothing happens.
Thought brings the opportunity, action receives it.
Something like that. The universe doesn't just drop money on your doorstep. It arranges circumstances so you can perform an action that results in the money. You have to act.
So what does this certain way of acting look like, especially if you feel stuck where you are right now?
Rule number 1, act now. Use the people and things in your present environment. Don't wait for a better job, a different city, a new opportunity to fall from the sky. Your current situation is the starting point.
Use what you have where you are.
Exactly. And the core daily practice is do every day all that can be done that day. Don't leave necessary work undone. If you're not doing everything you can do in your current role or situation, you're proving you're not ready for a bigger one.
It's not about being busy, though, is it? I remember a caution against just doing lots of things.
Correct. It's not about the number of things done, but the efficiency of each separate action. Every single act, no matter how small, must be a success in itself.
How do you make every act successful?
By putting the full power of your vision, your faith, and your purpose into it. Whether you're writing an email, talking to a colleague, or making coffee, do it with the mental attitude of success and increase. Perform each act in a perfectly successful manner.
Okay, what if you're an employee? How does this apply? Is it just about impressing the boss?
No, the sources are very clear on this. Your motive shouldn't be just to please your employer. They might actually want to keep you right where you are if you're too useful there. Your efficient action should be done with the purpose of advancing yourself. You do excellent work because you are embodying increase and creating the pathway to your next step.
So the focus is internal on your own growth and forward movement.
Right. And that principle of increase must carry over into all your dealings.
Ah, the ethical rule for transactions.
Yes. In every single transaction, you must give the other person more in use value than the cash value you receive.
So always over-deliver. Make sure they feel they got more than they paid for.
Essentially, yes. The interaction has to make for more life for both parties. You need to convey the impression of increase to everyone you interact with.
Because if people feel expanded or enriched by dealing with you, they'll naturally want to deal with you more.
It becomes a powerful attractor. People are drawn to sources of increase. And one final point on action. Use your willpower only on yourself.
Meaning?
Compel yourself to think the right thoughts and do the right things. Don't try to coerce others or control external events through sheer will. And crucially, avoid haste, worry, or fear.
Why is haste bad? Isn't efficiency about speed sometimes?
Efficiency isn't haste. Haste comes from fear of lack, fear of competition. The moment you hurry worryingly, you drop back into the competitive mindset and stop being a creator. You must act deliberately, powerfully, efficiently, but always with calm faith.
Okay, let's try and wrap this all together. This exact science is a system. It starts with that monistic idea, one thinking substance.
Right. Then you build on that. Form a very clear, definite mental picture of what you want.
Hold that picture with fixed purpose and unwavering faith, practicing mental ownership.
Crucially, reject all competitive thought. Stay purely in creation mode.
Cultivate deep, constant gratitude as a connecting force.
And finally, take efficient action now, in your present environment, doing everything you can each day successfully, always giving more use value than you receive.
And the promise is certainty.
The promise is that the results, the riches, will be in exact proportion to how well you combine these elements. The definiteness of vision, fixity of purpose, steadiness of faith, and depth of gratitude. If you follow this path consistently, the universe must deliver, because by helping you, it's fulfilling its own drive for more expression.
It's helping itself by helping you. A fascinating idea. So here's a final thought for you, our listeners, to take away drawn from this material. What if apparent failure isn't failure at all? The sources suggest that if you're doing all this and something specific you visualize doesn't show up, it might just mean you haven't asked for enough. Something bigger, better suited to the increased life you're already generating could be on its way. So the question is, what bigger, clearer vision might you need to hold right now?